everybody.
everyone. I'm Gretchen Ferguson,
Steve Grady, how are you?
and we got the opportunity to meet a lot of you either during your new hire open enrollment or when we were out in Washington back at right before the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But we're at open enrollment already. So just a quick reminder, this will be recorded. So you will get a copy of this sent to you after the meeting ends. Everyone should be muted, but if you can hear any feedback or anything, mute yourself. If you have questions, there is either the chat feature or the question and answer section. You can jot them in there, and we'll review all of those at the end of the presentation. But also know we'll be out there to meet with you guys one-on-one in Seattle, and also available to meet virtually. So if you have more personal questions or would rather ask them to us directly, you'll have that opportunity as well.
Okay, here we are, open enrollment. Gretchen, Steve, as we said, the plan year for this open enrollment is going to start July 1st and it goes all the way to June 30th, 2025. So it's hard to even think about 2025.
I know that seems really far away, but we're, I guess, almost halfway through
That's
2024. Insane. So this presentation is for anybody who's located outside of California. This is the information that you're going to want to hear. So our agenda quickly today, we're going to talk about open enrollment, what it is and why it's important for you to pay attention during this time of year, and how you're going to complete your enrollment. Then we'll talk about qualifying life events. This is the exception to the rule and allows you to make changes to your benefits outside of open enrollment. Next, we'll talk about Rippling. That is the online enrollment system. You guys would have been getting up onto that, so you should be familiar with it. You'll also be completing your benefit elections this year on there. Then we'll talk about your benefit options. We've got some additional plans for you guys to review this year, as well as some different employer contributions that should hopefully help you guys be able to select a plan that's not only going to be good for your budget, but also for the health needs of your family.
Absolutely.
And then we'll go over how to access your benefits. So this is the really important part in my, thinking, because you want to know how to get your digital ID cards. You want to know how to find a provider in network. You want to know how to access all of those added value that you get for just being a member of that carrier. So we'll go over that in detail. We'll then go over some reminders, and then at the very end will be that question and answer section. So again, if you have anything, put it in the comment section or the question and answer, and we'll get to those at the very end.
Okay, well, welcome to open enrollment. It's getting late here already. This is your annual opportunity to make any changes to your employee benefits. The open enrollment is going to be going from June 3rd all the way through June 14th. And then we will be on site. It looks like Bellingham the 11th, Bothell, am I even saying this right? June 12th, and Burlington on the 13th. So excited to see you there. It's going to be on the Rippling platform that Gretchen just said. And the deadline to get this all done is going to be June 14th, 2024.
All right. So open enrollment, like Steve said, it's your annual opportunity. Outside of open enrollment, your benefits are kind of locked in place and you're not able to make changes. So during this open enrollment, you'll be able to enroll or waive coverage. You can change the plan that you're enrolled in. You can also add or remove dependents, and also double check your demographic and beneficiary information to make sure that that's up to date. So the exception to the rule, qualifying life events, these are the only situations where you'd be able to make changes to your benefits outside of open enrollment. It opens up a special enrollment period for 60 days following the date of the event. And that 60-day window is really important because outside of that, you do forfeit your ability to make changes. So if you've gotten married or divorced, became a new parent, moved out of the coverage area, if maybe a dependent that you waived coverage during open enrollment lost their coverage, we can get them on the plan mid-year. Or if you waived coverage and then lost that coverage through a dependent or something, we can get you on mid-year
All
as
right.
well. So let somebody know if one of these things happens to you, and we'll let you know what changes you're eligible to make. So Rippling enrollment, you'll get logged into Rippling, make sure your demographic information is correct for you and your dependents. In Rippling, you'll be able to see the plan choices side by side, the benefit details, as well as the per pay period cost to you. You'll also be meeting with us one-on-one. So you'll get access to Rippling starting on June 3rd, and then you'll have that week before we get out to Seattle to get in there, play around with it, get your questions ready for us, and then we'll be there the week of the 11th, 12th, and 13th to meet one-on-one with you.
Yep.
If you happen to be one of the out-of-staters that isn't in Seattle, you will get a link so you can schedule a virtual one-on-one meeting with myself or Steve. And then you will sign and finalize your enrollment right on the Rippling portal.
Okay, so now we're going to talk briefly about the medical benefits. Obviously, when you meet with us one-on-one, we can go into great detail. The carrier is going to be Anthem Blue Cross, and we do have a great select PPO network, which is pretty much going to give you,
It's a full network.
it's a full network. You're
PPO.
going to have access to 99.9% of providers out there. We do offer bronze, silver, and gold plan, the tiers, metal tiers, and then the cost to you, the employer is going to be contributing 100% of the employee-only rate for the Silver Select PPO plan.
So you'll notice that from last time when we went through open enrollment, you just had that silver and gold option. We did offer a bronze and platinum, and those aren't really quite as straightforward as they might seem. It's not really bronze is the worst and platinum is the best. These plans are really designed with different benefit features.
Absolutely.
So you want to take the time to sit with us and figure out, what do I need personally? What are my family's needs, and what plan is gonna best accomplish that? So
definitely crunch those numbers too.
Yeah, and come to the meetings with questions.
Yeah.
Come to the meeting with your providers, their names, their addresses, so that we can ensure that we get you on the plan and network that's going to give you the best access.
Okay.
So Unum ancillary benefits, again, this is the same carrier that we had before. Not much is changing here. On dental, you have that PPO plan. It gives you $5,000 annually to use on any dental benefits. All of your preventative care is covered at 100%. So you can get your exam, preventative cleaning, and x-rays, no copay, no deductible, nothing, should be covered 100%. If you happen to need a filling or maybe an in-depth cleaning, they start talking about scaling and root planing, that's covered at 90%. And then if you needed more in-depth work, so maybe you need a crown or a bridge, that's covered at 60%. Your employer takes care of you here and covers 100% of your rate and 25% of the dependent. Also have the option to enroll in vision. This covers your exam, lenses, and frame allowance of $150 every year. It is on the iMed network, and your employer covers 75% of the employee-only rate. They also take care of you and give you a basic life and AD&D plan. They cover the premium 100% on this. It gives you $15,000 in coverage and doubles if you were to die in an accidental death. If you felt like you needed more coverage other than the $15,000, there's an option to buy up to voluntary life insurance. You can get up to $500,000 for yourself and for your spouse, and up to $10,000 for your children. Two other voluntary plans that we want to touch on is critical illness and accident. Critical illness, you choose the face value of 10, 20, or 30,000, and you get that payout if you were to be diagnosed with one of the covered illnesses, which include heart attack, stroke, organ failure, cancer, and it really helpful when you get diagnosed with one of those more serious illnesses. Accident plan pays out if you were to be injured accidentally. More serious injury, bigger the payout, and really great plans for young families or for
Absolutely.
more accident prone
Like me,
folks.
very clumsy. Okay, so then we have the flexible spending account, FSA. This is where you can put money aside and use that money pre-tax to pay for expenses, your healthcare expenses. There's two types.
Yeah, so the healthcare is going to allow you to put pre-tax dollars away for out-of-pocket medical, dental, vision, prescription, and other healthcare costs. The annual limit did increase this year by $150. So the maximum you can contribute to this plan is $3,200 for the year. On the dependent care side, you are allowed to put pre-tax dollars away for child or elder care. This does include summer camps and after school programs, daycare,
Yeah,
anything that allows you for your dependent to be cared for while you're while you're going to work.
absolutely.
These plans allow you to put $5,000 annually in there. Some really big takeaway points on both of these FSA spending accounts is that they are use it or lose it. So it's really important when you're making your annual election how much you want to contribute to these accounts. Because if you don't use all the money in there, it goes away. You forfeit it at the end of the year. So I always suggest that you take a look at the last 12 months to see what was my expenses per month, or what did I spend in the whole year on all of my out-of-pocket costs. Do I have any new other planned surgeries or things that I know coming up this year that might increase that, or did I have that last year where I won't have it this year where I might need to budget down? The healthcare FSA, the one that you're able to pay for medical, dental, and vision costs, does have a 75-day grace period. So it gives you so you have the 12 months plus 75 days to spend down that account. Some other things to keep in mind is that it does cover all of your dependents. So not only are you budgeting for your out-of-pocket healthcare or dependent care costs, but all for theirs as well. Keep receipts, because if you happen to not have your FSA debit card on you, you can always submit a receipt and get reimbursed for those funds. If you get to the end of the year and you're at that 75-day grace period, you've got all your dental care done, you got an extra pair of glasses, you're trying to spend it down, but you still have some leftover funds, we suggest the FSAstore.com. Everything on there is FSA eligible and it gets shipped right to your door.
Love that
and
store.
and you can buy, anything from Band-Aids to sunscreen to, over-the-counter drugs. So that can help you utilize if you miscalculated and had some leftover at the end of the year.
Yep.
This is a new type of account for you guys. So please, if you have questions, I can see a few coming through right now, and we'll get to those at the end. I can't pull them up while I have the presentation up, unfortunately. So I promise we'll get to those at the end, but bring even more questions to your one-on-one enrollments.
Absolutely.
These accounts can be really helpful because it's pre-tax, so it lowers your taxable income and really helps you keep down your out-of-pocket costs when you go to utilize your benefits. So accessing your benefits with Anthem Blue Cross. So if you're already with Anthem, you might already be familiar with Sydney Health. That is the app that Anthem uses, and you can use that to get your digital ID card, search provider networks, look at your plan information, see how much you've paid towards your deductible, and a slew of other things, including a lot of these added value that we're going to get to next. Anthem is very passionate about giving you access to telehealth or virtual care options. Live Health Online allows you to access not only your primary care, but also a licensed therapist. You can do it from your smartphone, tablet, computer, anything really with a webcam. They also offer phone appointments so that all of these options are going to help save you money and time. So if it's something simple, definitely look at those options first. Anybody enrolled in the Anthem Blue Cross Medical Plan has access to the Employee Assistance Program, or EAP. This has a lot of different features to it, some of them being counseling. You can get 3 sessions per issue, some legal help, financial help, well-being tools. Really just anytime that you might be facing something where you need a little bit more support, they probably have something that can help you out there. One of my favorite features is the pay it forward. I love cash back. I don't know anybody who doesn't. You link your account or debit or credit card up to your Anthem account, and you can get cash back at over 120,000 retailers. You can either get that cash back dumped directly into your checking or savings account. You can buy e-gift cards, or, which I think is a neat feature, is that you can add it to your Anthem Health wallet.
Nice.
And use that to pay for co-pays and other out-of-pocket medical expenses, whether it be filling a prescription or getting lab work. That's an easy way to build up that kind of a health savings in your Anthem wallet, so that when you go to utilize your benefits, it doesn't feel like you have to pull it out of your debit or checking account. They also offer identity protection. So whether you need to repair your credit because an identity incident has happened, or you just want help monitoring your credit, that can help you through. It's called All Clear.
Yep.
They also have lots of different discount programs, vision, if you're thinking about LASIK, or dental, if you're thinking about like Invisalign or something that might not be covered under the traditional vision or dental plans. They have discount programs that can be really helpful. They also have fitness and health discounts at different gym memberships. So whatever is speaking to you right now, or you didn't know that was available before, please ask us during our one-on-one meetings.
Everything's speaking to me right now.
You want it all. You want it all.
I do.
So, but whatever is important to you or whatever is piquing your interest, please make a note to remind us to go over it during your one-on-one meeting. If you didn't know that you had access to it, we want to make sure that this year you do.
Perfect.
So Unum, this is your ancillary, so dental, vision, and any of those voluntary products. All of these links and information is also located on Rippling, but wanted to bring it to your attention that you can view your ID cards, claim history, benefit summaries for both dental and vision right through unumdentalcare.com or imedvisioncare.com/Unum. If you enroll in one of those voluntary plans and you need to submit a claim, let's say you fractured your finger and need to submit a claim and get paid out on that, it's really simple on unum.com/claims, or if you download their app, you can submit it and track the claim right on there.
Yeah, it is very simple.
Important to note there that we're here to help with those claims. Unum makes it very simple, but if you run into any problems, you can simply let us know your Unum claim number and we can help track that down for you.
Okay, reminders, here I go. Okay, number 1, preventative care. It's so important that you get your preventative care once a year. Get the mammogram, pap smear, blood, urine, you name it, cholesterol. It's free of charge. Maybe when you go in, say, I'm here for my well care visit, and it shouldn't cost you a dime. So make sure it's not costing you anything. Also, it's a good time to talk about prescription drugs. Always ask for generics first. They're kind of going that way anyways, most of the insurance carriers, but that's a great way to save money. Also, we also tell people to go on to GoodRx, where you can actually research the drug you're taking and dose, and it's different costs at different pharmacies, which is really interesting. For new enrollments, you want to tap on that real quick?
Yeah, so if you are getting on the plan for the first time, let's say you waived during our last enrollment, or maybe you're adding a dependent, somebody new coming on the plan, please be cognizant to refill any prescriptions that might be due at the end of the month, at the
Absolutely.
end of June, or if you've got appointments that first week of July, let us know during your one-on-one enrollment. That way we can get your ID number or your dependent's ID number before the card comes in the mail, because
Yeah. Well,
snail mail takes a
yes.
little time.
One more thing on the prescription drugs. If you can only get your drugs prescribed every 30 days, call your doctor and they can forward that prescription so you can get it sooner.
Yeah, absolutely. Beneficiaries. So the employer paid life insurance has a death benefit, as well as the voluntary life, accident, and critical illness. So if you enroll in any of those plans, make sure that you review the beneficiaries you have on file and that it looks good to you.
Yep.
And a reminder that we'll be out there in Seattle for your one-on-one enrollment meetings, and anybody that is not located in Seattle, elsewhere around the United States, you'll receive a link to schedule a virtual meeting. And we really look forward to sitting down and taking a look at your needs and the plans that are offered, and finding a good fit for you guys.
Lots of good stuff. Lots of good. Well, thank you. We're going to take some questions.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. We'll get big.
I love the filter on this. We look really good.
Let's see
Just
here.
teasing you.
I know. Okay. Question. Are any of the available plans connected with an HSA option, or just, okay, no, none of the plans are eligible for the health savings account. That doesn't mean that if you have a health savings account right now, you can't utilize it. You just technically aren't allowed to contribute to it. So if you've got a nice nest egg built up in a health savings account, any of these plans still allow you to use that. FSA is a little bit different, but we are offering that this year that can help offset some of your out-of-pocket costs.
Yep.
Does the employer contribute to FSA? No, this is a voluntary plan. So you select your amount and it divides by your annual. You select your annual amount and it divides by the number of pay periods, and your employer does not contribute to that. They do cover all of the administration costs that it costs to have this plan active. They cover the costs for your debit card and a lot of the other things that might feel like they're nickeling and diming you when you're trying to open up an FSA account. So while they don't contribute, they do take care of a lot of the admin costs. I'll keep the question and answer open and just double check our chat. Make sure there's nothing else in there.
I'm not seeing anything. I think they're just, there's,
I got a hand raised. Let's see here. I'm gonna allow Alana to talk.
Okay, can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic.
Okay, hi guys, it's actually Rebecca. I have a question about the when we enroll in this. I know we will have our one-on-one, but I'm just trying to kind of prepare.
Yeah.
With all of these plans, there are, when you're choosing your preferred provider, there's tier 1 providers where you get your maximum benefit, tier 2, tier 3. Is that's still the same, right? With these plans, you want to choose providers in the first tier if possible.
We can look that up too.
We can definitely look that up for you, and you're right. If any provider it's a PPO plan, so you technically do have access to anybody that you want to go to. Staying within the preferred provider network is going to keep your out-of-pocket costs lower, and we'd be happy to research those individual providers when we meet with you one-on-one. I'm disappearing here.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm just wondering because I tried to get with a tier 1 provider, and because it's a California company, it doesn't exist in Washington State. There is none.
Okay, well, let's look into that. Seriously.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Anybody else?
Feel free to raise your hand. Anybody else? I can unmute you. Going once, going twice. All right. Well, it doesn't look like anything else is coming in. We really appreciate you guys taking the time, especially after a long day, after a holiday Monday.
Yeah, seriously.
We know those Tuesdays are rough. So we look forward to meeting with you guys out in Seattle. Please bring your questions. And anybody outside of Seattle, you'll get that link to schedule your one-on-one.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And reach out anytime.
Yeah, you have our email too. So if it's just something quick, definitely email us. And again, like I said, Rippling is going to go live next Monday, June 3rd. So you will have a full week or more to get in there, take a look at the individual plans, prices, to really be prepared with the questions you want to go over when we're there in person.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks, you guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Okay. Bye.